is the biggest. We're starting in Marin here, is that right?
Yes, so this is the very beginning of the game.
Right.
I won't spoil exactly what happens, but you wake up in this area, and your first objective, you can see at the top left of the screen, is buy new pants.
Buy new pants.
We're talking American pants here, so
Okay,
trousers,
not
as
Y-fronts.
No, not Y-fronts, not boxes. Our British viewers will know them as trousers. We're heading off to the shop, but basically from the beginning of the game, the whole map is open.
Right.
There's no, roadblocks or broken down bridges. You can drive wherever you want.
It looks lovely and bright, actually. It's nice and open at this point of the map, anyway.
Very different to the first Watch Dogs again, which, I mean, it kind of fitted Chicago, windy city, lots of rain, but it was very gloomy, which I think was also a reflection of a lot of that game's tone, and the main character was a bit of a gruff, grumpy man.
Is that your underwear that he was wearing then?
Yeah, like I said, you found yourself in need of some new trousers. Maybe you can guess why, but you woke up and needed to go buy some more, which is also a good introduction to driving. And you're heading off to this clothes shop. And you can see I've bought myself some snazzy trousers and got myself some followers.
Yeah, some good leathers. There's a lot of dress up in this game. Loads of different costumes and hats and bags and accessories you can put on.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. Is Marcus? That's the new protagonist you saw there. And as you were saying, the sort of sunny, bright, definitely more youthful feel to the game reflects him and his group of friends, your sort of quest givers who you meet. But yeah, like I was saying, this is the very beginning of the game. I've got now a icon, again, you can see in the top left, saying reach the DedSec hackerspace, which is to go to your HQ. But I decided to take the long route round, and I thought I'll just explore the game's map, and you can drive anywhere you want. So we're going from Marin County now across this bridge. You can see quite a nice skyline in the background, and we're going over to the slightly more rundown portion of the map, which is actually where Marcus grew up.
Okay. There's so much water here. Is there boats that we can drive around, you know?
Absolutely, yeah, there are boats. As there were in the first Watch Dogs game, you've often seen them speeding about, but I didn't get on a boat. I was just doing a simple circular tour of the map, but
fair enough.
You can do that, yes.
Cool. So this is... I remember I watched this bit earlier. For some reason you just decide, screw roads, I'm going to drive on the train tracks for a little bit.
I did wonder how much you would edit this. Yeah, I thought, well, this road isn't really taking me... Because this is like, this is your bypass around the whole of the map.
Yeah.
And I thought, I know, I'll take a look at the map where I am now, and we're heading into... What is this? Oakland. Yeah. Oakland. So I'll go a little bit off the beaten track, and I end up just driving along the train track for a bit. Then I change my mind and head back around. So this is sort of the fast route around. You're not seeing a lot of the dense sort of city space, especially in San Francisco. I mean, I think the bit you played earlier in the year was all set in the main...
I was confined to San Francisco. I wasn't even allowed out into these bits, so it's quite interesting to see the difference in scenery and stuff. You've done a lot of driving here, by the way. Lots of people were asking me how the driving was, if I felt it was any better than Watch Dogs 1.
Absolutely. Yeah, I couldn't recommend it high enough. I mean, so the interesting thing is that the driving was designed by Ubisoft Reflections, who are the developers of, among other things, Driver San Francisco. So they have the developer chops to develop a really nicely feeling driving experience, which has been amalgamated into the Watch Dogs open world. So yes, people will definitely feel a big step up from the first Watch Dogs game, where the driving wasn't that great.
No, it wasn't. Now you've decided to ditch your standard car and steal a bit of a battered old van now. I'm not sure why you went that route, but
I thought we're driving through Oakland. It's a little bit more run down.
Okay.
I would switch to a more appropriate vehicle.
All right, that's quite a good excuse, actually. Fair play. Nice allotments there.
Yeah, I was going to say, you've got some allotments there. I think I'm just about to drive sort of around some kind of shady people living maybe under a bridge.
Yeah, the world just feels a lot more life. Did you just knock over a homeless man's tent?
Well, I would say I didn't do that intentionally.
Wow, you're sick, Phillips.
And now I'm taking the karma is that I just drive to that bridge support a couple of times.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, the world seems a lot more alive and full of like cool things to look at this time around. Whereas Chicago just struck me as kind of a bit. It felt empty and bland.
Yeah, I think the problem with Chicago was, although it was quite a faithful rendition of the city, it's not one of those cities that a lot of people have much of an identification with. Before I played the game, I really couldn't tell you what the districts were called, or, I still can't really tell you what the main landmarks are. San Francisco, everyone knows a bit about San Francisco.
Yeah,
you've got the Golden Gate Bridge. Yeah, you've got the pier. You've got Alcatraz, which so interesting. Alcatraz is also open from the start, and instead of just driving around like I was doing, because I wanted to show you the map and sort of have an overall tour, you can fast travel again straight from the start. You can go straight to Alcatraz. You can go on a little bit of a touristy walk around there. It's recreated in amazing detail.
All right.
So yeah, we'll definitely have to take a look at that. But here's the map again. So like we've been driving quite a while, and we're still sort of like halfway around, and we're nowhere near the biggest bit of the map. And to go to the HQ in San Francisco downtown, we're going to have to drive around here and then back through the other district, which we haven't seen yet, which is Silicon Valley.
Right, that's where all the technological stuffs will be going on, I reckon.
Yes, so Google...
Bloom, is that the antagonist of the game we just passed?
Yeah, so Bloom is, if you remember from the first game, the company behind ctOS, which is the control everything technology service, which was doing some pretty dodgy things and which you were pretty firmly against first time out. They're back, but they are just one piece of the puzzle. Other things in Silicon Valley are also Noodle, which is this version of Google, and a few other companies as well, which I won't spoil. But I really liked how there are lots of parallels with the real world. So sort of thinly disguised parodies.
Yeah, it's a bit like Grand Theft Auto in that way, isn't it? Grand Theft Auto does a similar sort of parodies real world things, but gives them a bit of a rude name.
Yeah, exactly. It's interesting to compare the map for Watch Dogs 2 with GTA 5. It's certainly a lot more varied than Watch Dogs 1. But if you... and like the scenery here is very nice. It's very pretty. But it is all sort of, that I've seen so far, quite... still quite urban. There aren't any like real... There are no deserts. You're not going to be climbing a mountain at any point. This is like a story that's very much set around technology, so I don't think that would make much sense.
No. Oh, that's a nice view, though, isn't it? Across the sea to San Francisco.
There's some boats.
Background. It's good that you can fast travel from the beginning, though, because I could imagine, like, you've got these long stretches of bridge, then there's nothing to do but drive backwards and forwards on them. I could imagine getting a bit fed up doing that. I just want to be like, nah, screw that. Just take me where I want to go, quicker.
Just put some jumps in.
Exactly.
A
couple of jumps, yeah.
So those, like I said, there's no need to drive from one side of the map to the other. It was just me wanting to show off the map itself. Very strange building there on the left. Yeah,
that is odd. Do you know what it is, or just?
I think I look at the map and I try and work it out. But it's one of these tech companies which have a very fancy hideout. So here we are turning into Silicon Valley right now. Far off in the distance is San Francisco, sort of downtown, the main city. There's Noodle.
Noodle, yes. There we go. So I presume we're going to get to at some point break into these places, or at least do something with them.
Yeah, so the missions that I played, I really enjoyed, actually. I thought a lot of them were quite sort of fun takes on sort of social tech issues of the day. And I, from what I remember, there is like a Facebook sort of storyline in the game,
Cool.
dealing with how they handle our privacy and stuff.
Yeah.
But a lot more fun than that. One of the missions I played to start off with was like a parody of. Do you remember the tech millionaire earlier in the year who raised the price of a really important medicine?
Oh, yes, that asshole.
Yeah, and he's in the game. Well, a version of him is in the game.
Martin Shkreli or something.
That's him. Yeah.
Poisonous little idiot.
Yeah, and you properly screw him over, he'll be very
excellent.
So that was kind of a fast run through Silicon Valley. I kind of just wanted to get started with my playthrough now and the very beginning mission. So here we are in probably the most recognizable section of the map, which is San Francisco, and very much sort of the open world city that you might expect. Lots of skyscrapers, and if we go, we'll go back around into the center of it now, like suburban and sort of retail areas, some parks and things like that. It seems big. It's apparently bigger than Watch Dogs 1, but then you have all the water in there as well.
Yeah. I mean, I think if you hadn't have stopped to get in other cars and stuff, you could have probably done a loop-the-loop of the whole map in about 10 minutes. If that.
Yeah, I think that's fair. But you know, I've got past the point where I'm asking developers how long it takes to drive from one side of the map to the other. It's more about what you do in the map and how much you can get up to. And yeah, from what I've played of Watch Dogs so far, the mission types seem more varied than just drive here, hack this guy.
Yeah, they were all had a load of like original stuff to do that. I don't know, just even the side missions were entertaining. And just did you get to send any hits out on people, by the way?
I didn't. No.
You didn't hack people and send gang hits on them. That bit's.
Oh, yes, I did. Yeah, and you can create little turf wars if you identify someone in their records as a supporter of one gang, and you do it right by the other gang.
Yeah.
Then they start a fight, and then the police turn up, and you can just sort of sit back and watch everyone start on one another. And
amazing. I had to keep that bit in, this bit here, because it's just so colourful and pretty. It just shows how detailed and vibrant the levels are now. But anyway, it's gone blurry. That means our time together is up, Tom. We've got other Watch Dogs videos here to watch. But quick first impressions, you like it? Watch Dogs 2? Good?
Yes, I do indeed.
Excellent. Thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.
Goodbye.